Does the 338 ARC suck as much as Kevin says it does? Let's compare it to his cartridge to find out. And the first thing we'll be comparing is Supersonic offerings, because although neither one of these cartridges are necessarily ideal for Supersonic offerings, there is a major difference between the bullets. Let's start by seeing how much of a difference there is in muzzle energy between these two cartridges out of these absolutely badass 16-inch CMMG descents, and then we'll compare their performance on several different targets. So we're talking somewhere around a 350 foot-pound difference between these cartridges, which is substantial. I just thought it'd be more based on the case sizes. Anyway, let's see how these different bullet types compare on pressure-treated lumber to start. Certainly can't complain if we're touching the rim of the circles, which we did with both, but what does that mean? Oh, I'm not used to hollow points opening up that much. That is freaking impressive. Let's check out the steel. Oh, yes. Man, they had quite a bit of energy coming out of there. I am actually pleasantly surprised by that performance. Question is, how will an extra 35 grains and copper do? Oh, and before I forget, a huge thanks to OpticsPlanet for hooking me up with this sweet EOTech, and if you're needing hooked up with anything, code BANANA saves 7% and it really helps out the channel. Huh, both those came in a little lower than expected, but they're in the same line, so at least they're consistent there. And it looks like a freaking wood chipper got to this thing. I'm not sure what that means for the back, but let's check it out. Okay, so that one definitely looks like it was tumbling. The other one looked like it opened up pretty good, but let's check out the steel. Oh, yep, my suspicions were confirmed. That one was definitely tumbling, and after more digging, they both were. Still, this one seemed to leave a decently larger dent than the 338 ARC over here. This one, though, since it was going completely sideways, did not make as big of a dent. So I'm going to give a slight edge to the 8.6 on this round, but not much. Let's raise the target up a notch to concrete. In case you don't know, concrete is very stiff and hard. Just like... No, I'm just kidding. I'm not stiff or hard right now. Or am I? Anyway, it uses these properties to absolutely shred bullets apart. So I am really curious to see if the cup and core bullet will hold together enough to get to the plywood on the back. What a freaking shattering effect that was. Oh, hey Terry, I forgot to say hi today. And holy shit, guys, I think it may... Oh wait, no. Yeah, it definitely did not do that. Still, it held together way better than I thought it would. Let us see what the 8.6 does, though. So not quite the shattering effect of the ARC, because it went straight through. Look at that freaking impressive hole. Obviously a clear win for the 8.6 on concrete, but there are certain targets where copper bullets do not shine. And steel, specifically mild steel, has to be the worst offender that comes to mind, as we have seen time and time again on this channel. Sorry, I forgot to buy more paint at the store, so we're gonna have to go bare today. Anyway, we are starting with a 3/16 inch piece of mild steel, just as a precautionary measure. You know, it'd be pretty pitiful if neither one of these cartridges could at least go through 3/16 of an inch. I mean, come on now. Yeah, this gun was having issues with Supersonic ammo, where with the last round, or if there was only one loaded in the magazine, it would pop the magazine out almost every time. The weird thing was, it wasn't happening with Subsonic ammo, and I didn't adjust the gas block from the factory, but it was still really strange that this was happening. I will say, though, that CMMG's customer service is great, and they sent me new mag release parts right away, which seemed to clear up the issue. I'm pretty sure mine just had some weak springs or something. Looks like the ARC has 3/16 of an inch covered with a super freaking clean hole. Let me get my pinky in that hole. Oh yes. Oh man, not fully in there, but that is pretty deep for a 338 for sure. Here's the one I'm worried about, you know, because it's copper and all. Looks like we are covered with the 8.6 as well, and is that an even smaller hole, or did it just leave all that copper behind? I guess only the pinky can tell. Oh, that is terrible compared to the ARC. It left a shitload of copper in that hole, which actually looks super cool. Like I said, it would have been pitiful if they couldn't at least make it through a 3/16 inch piece, but this next piece, I dare to say, is a real challenge. A 1/4 inch piece of mild steel. I'm not going to spoil any results or anything, so we will just have to see what happens. Actually, I've never shot the ARC before, so I don't know what's going to happen, and that's what I'm curious about. Well, that answers that. It doesn't appear to have done a whole hell of a lot to the plate. Let me check it out with my pinky. Oh, it's a little bit more of a dent than I thought I saw. Still not a whole hell of a lot. Let's see what the copper bullet does. Just as I remember, the bullet got trapped in the steel. It definitely did not go through, although I guess I should check out the back and see if anything poked its way. Oh shit, I guess this was painted on the backside. Absolutely nothing, and I don't think I'm going to be able to rip out the bullet with my bare hands, so this looks like a job for the bench. Or not. I thought I was just going to pry this out with a freaking punch, and I couldn't even get it out with the chisel. Like, it's basically fused to the steel, but looking at the back, the 8.6 definitely left a slightly bigger bulge. Not like it matters because both of them absolutely suck on mild steel. Just being honest, but I saw footage of Q's new armor-piercing 8.6 ammo, and that stuff looks like a freaking game changer. Not saying it'll ever be available to the civilian market, but still cool nonetheless. But enough messing around, we are jumping to our arguably toughest target of the day, sand. Sand is a penetration killer. Not only does it kill your penetration game when it gets all over your crotch at the beach, but 6 inches is enough to stop almost any bullet out there. Notice I said almost, because we have seen certain bullet combinations go straight through in very rare circumstances. Let's see if either of these are it. Centered right on the money, just like we like it. Now let's turn it around. Hope for the best. And oh, is that some? No. Okay, no, that's nothing. Let me just make sure real quick. Nothing out the bottom, nothing out the side, and nothing out this side either. Yep, definitely nothing, and I don't think I'm going to bother patching up that hole because it left a nice tiny hole. So let's see about that 8.6. Nicely done, nicely done. We were looking at the bottom shot right where I was aiming. Let's turn it around and see what we get. Ooh, that is pretty surprising, because I'm not going to ruin the surprise of what happened on the 308 versus 8.6 video, but it was not that. Maybe it tumbled in there or something, I'm not sure, but this concludes our broadcast of Supersonic bullets. We hope you enjoyed. Which brings us to our next and probably biggest difference, subsonic bullets. Where the 338 arc is capped at 300 grains basically, the 8.6 extends this range all the way up to 350 grains. Let me show you what that looks like. It's long, it's ribbed, it's used to pleasure a horse, my gosh! Dude, there could be kids watching. Plus this is way too small for a horse, but squirrels. Okay, forget I said that. Anyway, let's see how these bullets compare on the sandbox. Gosh, damn, same hole as the original 338 arc. I only had to aim up here, you know, because the hold isn't exactly the same for these Subsonics. But anyway, let's turn it around to an absolute disappointment. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's see if the long-ribbed boy can make it through. We can hope. Holy shiteballs, that one came in low. I was aiming all the way up here and it hit all the way down here, and if I think I saw what I think I saw... What? I think we are gonna like what we see when we turn this around. Oh my gosh, I do not like the looks of that for my box, you know. I like the outcome, but let's see what happens. Oh, holy shit! Holy shit, guys, this is the first bullet to make it through the 3/4 inch piece of plywood. Sorry if I'm spoiling any of the other tests. After going through the sandbox. And keep in mind, that was going sideways. Let it be known, the 8.6 definitely won that round. Now the biggest question you probably have, at least ballistically, is whether twist rate actually makes that big of a difference or not. Conventional 338 cartridges like the 338 Win Mag usually feature a 1 in 10 twist barrel, which means that the bullet makes a full rotation every 10 inches it travels. Heavier 338s like the 338 Lapua typically feature a 1 in 9 twist, but the 338 ARC takes it one step further at 1 in 8 twist. Pretty fast, right? Wrong. Well, at least when it comes to the 8.6, because it is making a full rotation every 3 inches. This creates an insane rotational velocity over the 338 arc, which is definitely useful for opening up long copper bullets moving pretty slow, but does it actually cause more damage? I've got a couple blocks of clear ballistic gel to find out. I'll be completely honest, that was so underwhelming. I was like, did I even hit the freaking block? But definitely hit the block. I'm leaving room for the 8.6 over here. Let's check out the pinky ooh, that is pretty freaking terrible. There's like a pinhole entry. Let's check out that wound channel though, or maybe lack thereof, and definitely lack thereof. Not a giant wound channel at all. It keeps going, oh, keeps going into the second block, what? Holy shit, guy, it went through 2 freaking blocks of gel with barely any wound channel. That is not an impressive bullet at all. Or maybe it's the twist rate that's not impressive. Let's check out the 8.6. Before we do though, if you've ever wanted to learn a little bit more about gunsmithing, including diagnosing problems, ballistics, and even twist rates, make sure to check out sdi.edu using the link in the description below. I don't know what happened yet, but that one looked impressive. I could actually tell I hit the block that time. Could have been the smoke and whatnot, but let's check out the pinky hole. Ooh, pretty much the same exact thing as the 338 arc over here. But check out that freaking wound channel. It does not open up for a little while, but after that it opens up in great fashion. Holy shite balls, look at that twist rate. You can actually see it starts twisting slower as it's going through the block, and then it curves. Oh, wait. Okay, I thought the bullet curved out of the block. I was worried there for a second. Stopped at a very good distance in the second block, and let me grab my tape measure real quick. Okay, so the real damage started happening right at about 1 3/4 inches, and it keeps going till the edge of the bullet reached 18.5 inches. Freaking impressive for all that damage. Holy shite balls. That's gotta look cool in slow-mo. Clearly, twist rate is much more effective for expanding subsonic bullets, but I think I know the question on everybody's mind. Is one cartridge quieter than the other? Because let's be honest, we're not getting these for supersonic loads. I have the perfect can to find out, but perhaps even more important than the can is making sure that the bullets are actually subsonic. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Yep, definitely both subsonic. Now let me introduce you to that can. This is the Def Can 8.6 made by CMMG, and as you could see, this thing has some freaking girth. Like, I'm not used to handling that much girth. I bet you're not. With my cans, that is. Anyway, that just means it has a gigantic volume compared to normal suppressors for cartridges like the 8.6 and the 338 arc over here. Plus, it has a bore size big enough for 350 Legend, and it's rated for 338 Lapua as well. I can't wait to test it out on that. It's also titanium printed, so it's just a really cool can all the way around, and it's on top of the CMMG Descent Mark IV. I don't have the gas block tune for supersonic loads, but it is freaking sweet with subsonics for sure. Pretty much the same everything. Which one is more quiet? Oh man, that is quiet. I swear the action is quieter than the freaking shot. That is nuts. Let me try shooting a piece of steel real quick. That was kind of a bad idea. That is going to be pretty freaking hard to beat, but let's see if the 8.6 can. Or at least match it. Ooh, that one was pretty loud. I don't know what the issue was there. Ooh, shit. Gotta put my hearing protection in for that. Let me try shooting a piece of steel real quick. I guess I'll take the hearing protection out of one ear. I think the problem was the gases were coming out right here, which was a decent amount louder than I would have liked it to be, especially compared to the arc. So for this round, subjectively, I have to give this one to the arc. So, does the 338 arc suck as bad as Kevin says it does? Of course not. No, the real answer is kind of. Even though it is quiet, I was extremely disappointed with the Sub-X bullet here. And I know there will be other offerings available, but it's just not physically possible to get much above 300 grains with this case size. The biggest drawback, though, at least in my mind, is that it works best with 400 Legend 5 or 10 round magazines, which is great if you live in California or if you're trying to impress Biden, but I think it's safe to say none of us are trying to do either of those things. See, with the 8.6, I can use any capacity AR-10 magazine, and it just works. That does not mean I think it's a perfect cartridge though, so click here to see how it compares to the 308.